Hey, what's up guys, it's Fox2, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we have some really exciting changes coming to the game in the next major update. The update hasn't been named yet by Gaijin, but there are some really cool, exciting features in this update that we can really look forward to. Starting off, we have the Stridsvagn 103C, which is a Swedish tank destroyer. That's all I can really say about it. But it is a very strong vehicle. If you've played it in World of Tanks PC or War Thunder PC, you'll know that it's a very, very strong and unique vehicle. It's one of the most unique vehicles ever designed. I mean, with the dynamic suspension, it's just incredible. It's very well angled. I mean, look at the angle of that armor. That's going to be hard to penetrate for most vehicles. It doesn't have a lot of crew. I think it's got 3 crew members. So you are vulnerable if you do get penetrated because you don't have a lot of crew. So you can be taken out easily if you are penetrated. But penetrating this tank will be a lot of difficulty, like I said, with that very well sloped armor. And the interesting part of this tank is the fact that it has dynamic suspension. That means the gun is firmly anchored to the tank. The way it raises up and down is the suspension in the front and back can lift up and down. So the whole tank itself raises and lowers its gun. So yeah, it's gonna be a really, really cool tank to see. I am pretty excited for this to be added into the game. It's just gonna be a very cool vehicle. Then we have the Stridsvagn 104, which is a upgraded version of the Centurion. It's got a 105mm gun, which is very nice. Any tank with a gun above 105mm is gonna be a lot of fun to play with. And it's probably gonna be pretty similar to the FV4202 we already have in the game. I don't know, give or take a little bit. It might be a little bit better, it might be a little bit worse, depending on how much they actually upgraded to the Centurion for the STRV 104. Then we have this weird looking vehicle, the PVRBV 551, which looks like a toaster on tracks with an ATGM. I mean, what can I say? It's an ATGM. ATGMs are really exciting, fun things to play. I mean, I'm going to be releasing a video very soon on the Marder A1 and its ATGM, which is just sheer joy to play. I mean, ATGMs are always fun, and it's probably going to add to the experience to be driving this very goofy looking toaster on tracks. That's all I can say. It's a toaster on tracks. Then we have the Veek 40 as the anti-air gun at the top. And it looks pretty good. It's a more or less average anti-air gun. It looks decent. I wouldn't say it looks particularly special, but it looks decent. Then we have the Tiger E platoon, and this looks good. I mean, the Tiger E, it's basically like the Tiger H1 we already have in the game, but it's got less vulnerable cheeks on the turret, and its hull has become even stronger. So this is going to be a very powerful vehicle in this game, and I cannot wait to see it introduced. It's just going to be crazy powerful. I mean, the Tiger H1 we already have is a strong vehicle. This is stronger. Are you kidding me? It's just going to be really, really strong. Then we have the VK45.01P, which is just Porsche's variant of the Tiger. I mean, it's longer, and you can see it's got a front-mounted turret rather than a mid-mounted turret. It's got okay armor. It's pretty similar armor to the Tiger E and the Tiger H1, even though it's got that different look. 88mm gun, pretty standard for most Tigers. And yeah, it's just going to be another interesting vehicle. Like I said, it's just more or less a goofy looking variant, not goofy looking variants, unique looking variant of the Tigers H1 and E made by Porsche. Then we have the Panzer 4/70A, which is another tank destroyer. They say it's a self-propelled gun, but it's really a tank destroyer, we all know that. And like most tank destroyers, it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it's got a high velocity 75mm gun. Like most German tanks. I mean, the Germans, they loved the high velocity guns, which means they penetrate very, very well. And we've got sloped armor, and it's a pretty flat vehicle. The only thing I do not like so much about this vehicle is that it's a 75mm gun. I'm not a big fan of the smaller guns like that. And then we have the Ostwind, which is a anti-air gun we already have in the game. We have a variant somewhere. I think it's in the Tiger platoon we already have. But yeah, it's not my favorite anti-air gun, but it's alright. I mean, I think it's one of the weaker end anti-aircraft guns. Some people like it, I think, but I'm personally not a fan of the Ostwind. Then we have the legend, the Maus, finally in the game. I would have thought this would have been a standard vehicle in the game as soon as it was released, just because of how famous and legendary it is. Just like the Sherman and the Tigers, it's a very, very legendary vehicle. And it's exciting to be seeing it coming very soon, the Maus, with that incredible boxy armor and that alright gun. I mean, yeah, it's pretty exciting. Then we have the Term 3. I'm not very familiar with this gun, this tank, but it's interesting. It's an interesting vehicle. I mean, it's got the chassis of a Leopard 1, but apparently it has a 105mm L7 series gun. It doesn't look like it from the picture, but we'll see this incoming. It looks like an interesting vehicle. It looks more like a IFV to me than a tank, and it's going to be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it, so I can see it firsthand in this game. It looks like an interesting vehicle, so to say, indeed. Then we have another Leopard 1. I'm always delighted to see more Leopard 1s. The Leopard 1s are just beautiful. If you've seen my previous review on the Leopard 1 platoon, I love Leopards. They are just wonderful, perfect, beautiful tanks. Then we have the Wiesel 1A4, which is now a true IFV, 20mm belt-fed autocannon. It'll probably do okay against some lightly armored tanks and IFVs, but you'll probably more be using it effectively against aircraft. But in this game, nobody uses anti-aircraft guns and IFVs against aircraft much because you rarely see aircraft. So everyone just takes their chances and uses it against tanks. Then the Navy side, I'm going to briefly look at this. Obviously, I'm not too much of a naval player, but we've got some interesting vehicles here too. We've got the HMS Vampire, which is a British submarine, of course. Got torpedoes, standard of most submarines, and 76mm anti-aircraft guns. It's decent. More or less average submarine, but it's decent. I quite like it. Then we have the HMS Vanguard. This is a decent looking ship indeed. 8 381mm main guns and numerous air defense weapons. 381mm guns. Those are big ones. They're not huge, but they're big, and I really like it when the ships have big guns. That's why you play ships in the first place. You don't play ships for 200mm guns. You play them for the big guns that they carry. Then we have the Kronstadt, which is a Soviet warship. It looks alright as well. 9 305mm guns. Smaller guns than the HMS Vanguard here, but It's got 9 rather than 8, plus auxiliary 152mm guns, so it also looks like a very good ship to introduce to this game. And the USS Des Moines, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it's not exactly my favorite looking ship. It's a tier 3 ship, 203mm main guns, fast firing, but like I said, I don't want fast firing guns on ships, I want big guns. That's why I play ships, for the big 300mm plus guns. Then now here is something we have been asking for quite some time. Match awards and streaks. This is exciting, just like War Thunder PC. It's coming to this game. Finally, as you can see in the picture, there's a final blow reward with the 250 Silver Lions that goes with it. That is exciting to see. I am looking forward to this, and I'm sure everyone else is. This is something that we have been asking for. If you've checked out their Q&A articles that they post on their website, you will see that there have been questions answered in those Q&A articles asking for this, and they said it would be added soon, and here it is coming. So that is pretty much the gist of this update. There may be more features incoming soon, I don't know. This may be the last of the features before the update is released. And as always guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of this update, and what you guys think still needs to be changed or added into this game. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.